Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a story that's a powerful reminder to never judge a book by its cover. It's about a young woman named Sarah, whose quiet demeanor and simple appearance made her an easy target for the town gossips, especially a group of women who thought they were the arbiters of style and status. Sarah had just moved to a small, close-knit town. She was reserved, often seen in plain, practical clothes carrying a large, worn-out canvas bag. To the local mean girls, led by a woman named Brenda, Sarah was an enigma, and they decided she was someone to be looked down upon. They'd whisper and snicker whenever she passed by, making assumptions about her life based solely on her modest appearance. They couldn't understand why someone would dress so simply, and their small minds filled in the blanks with unflattering stories. Their favorite pastime was speculating about what Sarah carried in that oversized bag. "Probably just scraps and old newspapers," Brenda would say with a sneer, loud enough for others to hear. Her friends would giggle in agreement, their laughter echoing their own insecurities. They built a narrative around Sarah being poor and unsophisticated, a story that made them feel superior, but they were about to learn a lesson they would never forget. The stage for this lesson was the annual town bake sale, a major social event where everyone came to show off their baking skills and, of course, to gossip. Sarah arrived quietly, setting down a platter of beautifully decorated cupcakes. She also placed her ever-present canvas bag on the ground beside her table. Brenda and her crew were already there, holding court by their own elaborate display. Seeing Sarah, they saw their chance for some public fun. Brenda sauntered over, a fake sugary sweet smile plastered on her face. "Oh, Sarah dear," she began, her voice dripping with condescension. "Those cupcakes look rustic. Did you manage to find all the ingredients?" Her friends tittered behind her. Sarah simply smiled politely and said, "I had everything I needed, thank you." This polite response only fueled Brenda's mean streak. "I'm just so curious," Brenda continued, her eyes landing on the canvas bag. "What on earth do you carry in that giant thing all the time? It looks like it's seen better days." Before Sarah could even respond, Brenda accidentally tripped, knocking the bag over. Its contents spilled across the floor. The group erupted in laughter as they saw the jumble inside. There were notebooks, a thermos, a well-worn book, some snacks, and a few other personal items. "Oh dear, how clumsy of me," Brenda said, not sounding sorry at all. Her friends were pointing and laughing at the mundane collection of items, their mockery echoing through the hall. "Is that all? We were expecting treasure," one of them jeered. Sarah knelt to pick up her things, her face calm, but her cheeks slightly flushed. As she gathered her belongings, a neatly folded piece of fabric, which had been tucked at the bottom, came into view. It was a crisp, dark blue uniform. The laughter died down instantly, replaced by a confused silence. Brenda bent down, her curiosity piqued, and she unfolded it slightly. There, on the sleeve, was a patch they all recognized, the insignia of the county's elite paramedic search and rescue team. The silence that fell over the group was deafening. The thermos, the snacks, the notebooks filled with technical notes, it all suddenly made sense. Sarah wasn't just some simple girl. She was one of the brave first responders who risked their lives to save people in the surrounding mountains and wilderness. The worn-out bag wasn't a sign of poverty. It was a go bag, always ready for an emergency call. Brenda stood up, her face pale. The smugness was gone, replaced by a look of complete and utter shock mixed with shame. The entire town hall had witnessed the exchange, and now all eyes were on them, not with amusement but with disapproval. Sarah calmly finished packing her bag, stood up, and looked directly at Brenda. She didn't say a word. She didn't have to. The uniform had said everything. Wordlessly, Sarah returned to her table. One by one, people started walking over, not just to buy her cupcakes, but to thank her. An elderly man, whose grandson had been rescued from a hiking trail last winter, shook her hand with tears in his eyes. The mayor came over to personally acknowledge her service. The very people Brenda had tried to impress were now turning their backs on her, their respect shifting entirely to the quiet, unassuming woman she had tried to humiliate. Brenda and her friends couldn't have faded into the background faster. They had judged Sarah based on the most superficial things, and their arrogance was exposed for all to see. They had laughed at her bag, only to discover it contained the tools of a hero. The incident became a defining moment for the town, a stark reminder that a person's worth isn't measured by their clothes or their possessions, but by their character and their actions. Sarah continued to be her quiet self, but now, when she walked through town with her big canvas bag, people didn't see a mystery to be mocked. They saw a protector, a dedicated professional, and a true hero hiding in plain sight. And Brenda? Well, she learned that sometimes the most unassuming people carry the weight of the most important jobs. And that's the story for today. It really goes to show you that what's on the inside is what truly matters. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you do not miss our next video. We'll see you in the next one.